Would you think that there's even it even makes sense for revenue manager to spend a minute on forecasting?
Oh, I think we have to. I think as business owners, we have to forecast, we have to plan. But I think it's, as I said, I think it's more scenario planning right now. And I think in the short term, we need to have certain versions of a forecast of, what might happen if this happens, or what might happen, and understand that is going to be, the way it is for 3 months or 6 months, and then we're going to find this equilibrium, and things are going to settle down a little bit. But yeah, I think we definitely do need to be making forecasts, because we need them to put those plans in place. And certainly in our revenue management system, I'm sure I'm speaking for every other revenue management system in the market, we're adjusting those algorithms now. We're speaking to hotels, we're looking at in-depth at their business, the kind of business that they're wanting. We're adjusting, and our algorithms will start to pick up those new trends as well. So the revenue management tools will kick in for sure, but I think the revenue management skills at the moment, it goes back to data and opinion. You need both right now for sure.
No, I think what I can tell you what we do, and that is just actually we work very short term. Mm-hmm. We usually don't do this, but we are very much in the short term. So we see also that reservations, when they're being made, it's very, very close towards the arrival day. Mm. So we work very, very, very hard on the coming 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks, depending on when we see the demand is coming. After that, we have we've determined a level that we find reasonable, and we keep it there. And as the time goes, we just get through that date. But right now, it's very much short term, and we don't really dare to do that much in the long term. As long as we keep ourselves to a reasonable level, we are fine. Mm. That's been working for us. And then it's, different strategies, of course, depending on different hotels. As said, we have a different strategy if we have a price leading hotel, in which, depending on a price following hotel, or boutique hotel, or conference hotels. These are quite difficult for us to forecast as well. But here you also see that the revenue systems that we work with, because that's what we do. We always work with the customers' systems, so we know quite a lot of them. The ones that are automated, they go on forecasts and they go on past data. Mm. But yeah, these are not as accurate as the ones that have the philosophy that they need a revenue manager behind it. So all the systems, they need quite some help right now.
It's about steering the system, making sure that they don't only rely on historical data, I suppose.
Yeah, that's right. But of course, if you've been working with the system, you know how it works, so you also know how to manipulate it. And that's depending on the system you work with, what you do with it. So there's various ways. Mostly the systems can provide to do, like maybe slightly change the forecast manually so that the pricing still is up to date and these kinds of things.
Any good revenue manager will show you their crystal ball. Wait, let me grab mine. No, I don't have any. So there is no crystal ball. So it's everyone is trying to predict what's going to happen in the next few months, few years. But it's our only assumption, because what's currently going on, it's kind of a black swan of events. So no one has no idea of what's going on and what's going to happen. And everyone is start to be expert in pandemic and so on. So everyone has an opinion on this, but no one has no idea of what's going to happen. So forecast, yes, it's important to prepare and to be ready for different scenarios. So that's what we do. We have different scenarios in place. Let's say like a best case scenario of base recovery plan, and then medium and worst case scenario. So we are ready for different scenarios and different plans, and with a different strategy to kick in depending on what's going to happen. Mm-hmm. But in terms of accuracy of forecast, it's very, very difficult to do. Okay, so we can just assume or make some assumption and ask ourselves the right question to be ready for things for when we know a bit better of what's going to happen. Mm-hmm. But at the moment we have no idea. So forecasting, because your revenue forecast will then dictate what you need to do with your costs to make sure you survive the next few months. And that's very important to adjust your cost linked to what you're expecting to do in revenue. That's super important. Maybe do some break-even analysis. That's more from an asset management revenue perspective to understand like what is your break-even point and what kind of revenue price you need to do in order to survive and to break even, because sometimes it doesn't make any sense to operate at 10% but with full cost. So break-even analysis is a very important point. But yeah, continue doing your forecast. Be very dynamic and agile, because you will need to adjust your forecast almost on a daily basis. And then have some different scenarios with different strategy and tactics in place in case your plan A doesn't work. You still have A, B, C, D until Z to work on.
26 different cases. That's good.
Correct.